Good morning, everybody. Today we're coming to you from Organic Approach in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and we're going to have a real brief discussion on photosynthesis and how we can attribute it to the sitcom ads from the 70s and 80s for a balanced breakfast. Right in front of me here we have a multitude of items that come out of my fridge. I'm going to keep this video brief because my organic eggs are already sweating a little bit. But we've got your soy milk, we've got some cereal, we've got a muffin and eggs, and those all kind of combine as ingredients to make sure that we have a nutritious, healthy breakfast that's giving us all the things we need. So let's dive right in here with that in our mind. First, to understand photosynthesis, we have to understand plants and how they feed themselves and how it differs from how we feed ourselves. So plants are photoautotrophs, which means that they make their own food using light. We're heterotrophs, which means we can't make our own food. Our energy can't go toward that because it's too busy fueling our brains. If we were busy making our own food on a daily basis, we would have no time to drive Teslas and invent cryptocurrency and pour our minds into cell phones and things like that. So essentially, we don't have the time for it, we don't have the energy. Plants are only focused on growth, so it's the main thing that they do, and because of that, they're really good at it. So now let's talk about photosynthesis and how plants feed themselves. Plants take carbon dioxide and water, two very simple things that exist in the atmosphere and in the soil, and they combine them and they use light energy to catalyze the reaction, to turn it into a form of chemical energy, which basically ends up as glucose, sugar, oxygen, and water as byproducts. So this plant is constantly taking in carbon dioxide and water and sunlight, and it's photosynthesizing. It's making its own food on a daily basis. As long as the sun is out, as long as there's atmosphere around the plant, and as long as there's water in the ground, it's happening. Now, the interesting thing about this is you don't see the letters N, P, and K in that equation. They're not in there because they're not required. Now, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are really important plant nutritional aspects, but so are like 14 or 17 other micronutrients. The only reason that everybody gets so hyped up and focused on these is because they're the most prevalent and we understand them the most. But NPK, these fertilizer values, they do not equate to plant food. We cannot feed plants. Plants feed themselves. We can feed ourselves with this balanced breakfast and with things that come from plants, organic sources of carbon, but we cannot feed plants. So what we need to understand is that this right here has been pounded into our brains nonstop via conventional agriculture for many, many, many decades. But there is so much more to it than that. I don't want to confuse you with all the details of ingredients and micronutrients and trace elements and things that you need to have in your plant's daily routine and regimen for nutrition. But I do want you to know that by using this and only this, and by using too much of it, you're doing more harm than good. So come over to Organic Approach or drop us a line. Let us know if you have any questions and look through some of our other videos and blogs that we've written on organic educational content over the past couple of years. And do us a favor, let's get some of those other ingredients in there and make sure that we have a balanced nutritional breakfast every day. See ya.